Is it jumping? I'm going to have to go off. But there, I'll start again. How's that? If anybody joins, I don't know what the stream's like. It looks like it's jumping a little bit. I'm not sure why. It looks like there's a drag. Hi, mate. Thanks very much for joining the live stream. Is it jumping a little bit? I'm not over for the game, mate. True Blue 72, thanks very much. I'm not over the game tomorrow, no. You got a Rangers shirt, mate? Well done. You have to send me a picture of that there. Superb. Is it the retro one? What about you? You at the game, mate? Are you going to the game? Proud moment. Young lad from Australia there, so he's went and got himself a Rangers shirt. That's pretty good. Great to see. The channel's helping grow the Rangers supporting community as well, which is fantastic. I'm going to go for a wee bit of AFL chat here. Oh mate, we have to stuff them this time. It's ridiculous, really, isn't it, that we got beat in the first place off them a couple of years ago. But when you say revenge, it should be this should be straightforward. We should be putting at least 8 or 9 past them over 2 legs, I would have thought. All right, Evan. Hello. Oh, it haunts me as well. It makes you cringe at the thought of it. And the Chelsea top, well done. Thanks very much. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thanks very much for asking, everyone. What are you drinking? Green tea. So it is. I was going to go through the fixtures. Is there anybody there? I expect 6 goals and serious assault at the minimum. Thanks very much to people coming onto the stream from Indonesia and I imagine from Malaysia as well. Beers, I'm not on the beer yet. I'm working tomorrow as well. So I'll stay off the beer just now. It's only 20 past 1 here in the day. I actually scheduled this for 1 o'clock. Aye, so I'm going to go through this weekend's fixtures anyway. On Friday the 26th, Collingwood Richmond at the MCG. Richmond are in fine form. It's going to be a good game, that one, actually. I'm not too sure what to think of it because Collingwood could potentially turn up for this. But Richmond have been on good form as well. We are anonymous. I think that I've got a funny feeling the Tigers will do it. I'll get through them. All right, everyone that's joining here now. I recognise a lot of the names joining now. So Richmond, Collingwood. I've not done my predictions. I will do my predictions tomorrow. I'll go through them all. It was something that I was wondering whether or not I should continue on the channel. And I was told, do it. Loads of people, even the media, are struggling to get their predictions right this year. It's been crazy year for predictions. Everybody's beating everyone, and it just gives it that extra bit of enjoyment and excitement as well, doesn't it? When you so there's Rob. Hi, Rob. Don't really get to see you that very often, I suppose, on the live streams, but it's good to see you coming in. Friday night footy will be a draw. It could go either way, that one. It really is a tough game to pick. If you were going based on form, it's Richmond's to win, in my opinion. But as I say, I'll do my predictions through. I'll just go through the games. Saturday, then, the first game's in the University of Tasmania Stadium between the Hawks and the Lions. The AFL season's from March till September, the end of September, then they'll have their grand final. And then I don't know what they do through that time. I think people are, when it's down season, they're watching things like cricket and everything to fill the gap. But it's too hot to play, probably, is it? I don't know why it's such a big gap. It must be to do with the weather. You couldn't really play it. What is AFL? Australian rules, Aussie rules, football. Good sport, absolutely mental. Hiding from the sun. I know, I think if you're getting 40, 45 degree heats, I wouldn't want to be running around in that. The amount of minutes they're playing for and the distances they're running and running in the game is incredible. So could you imagine that with the heat as well? It would make you feel ill, I think. So Hawks Lions, the University of Tasmania Stadium. That's quite an interesting one. Who do you think will win the grand final? I honestly don't know. That's a good question because I think I'm just going to wait until we see who gets into the top eight. I think the top eight, five of them at least, you would almost say are guaranteed top eight. It's not mathematically guaranteed, of course, but I think they would have to play horrible. Things would have to be going horribly wrong for like the 4 or 5 teams not to be in the top eight. There is a couple of teams like the two Adelaide teams that if they get a run of form together, which they haven't been doing really, they could even get themselves in there. And you look how well Richmond have done, they're near enough getting themselves into the top four nearly from it being an outside place. Sweating like Big Jock in a courtroom. So, as I said, Hawks Lions. Hawks are off the back of a couple of good wins as well, and the Lions are probably the most informed team. I think they've got 5 straight wins now, haven't they? I'm not going to give my predictions on any of the games. We'll do that tomorrow. But as I say, there's another good game. That could be an upset there. There could be an upset there. There could be. Whether or not I think there'll be one's a different story, but there could be one. Carlton Crows then, MCG. This is I'd like to say Carlton will do it. I think Curno's out now for the rest of the season, isn't he, Charlie Curno? That's a huge blow to Carlton. It's going to be a tall order for them. It is a home game. Hello everyone that's joining. Yeah, Brisbane and Essendon are the most informed team. Carlton will win. Adelaide will win. See, this is a mixed bag. It really is one of those. It's getting to the stage now where it's getting really hard to predict games. I'd like to see Carlton win. To tell you the truth, I would like to see Carlton win, but I don't think it's looking good for them because the Crows. I don't know. I just feel that they've got a little bit too much class right now. Giants will win the flag. Good shout. Next game, Eagles at the Upton Stadium in Perth versus North Melbourne, of course. I'm not going to give my prediction there. I can see it going to one obvious team. And as I say, no predictions given. St Kilda versus Melbourne at the Marvel Stadium. This is quite an interesting one because St Kilda have got the new coach in. Melbourne are one of those teams anyway. They're sitting so far down the table, but on their day they're capable of beating St Kilda. But will the honeymoon period of the temporary coach continue? This is the question. I'm not too sure. He did have a big lift. He did bring a feel-good factor in against the Bulldogs. They actually smashed the Bulldogs, really. Good result for them. They'll have a little bit of confidence. I'm not sure on that one. That's a difficult one to call. Power versus Giants in last game on Saturday at the Adelaide Oval. So the Giants are away. The Power could really be doing a win here. I mean, that's 2 defeats in a row for them now. Beer or money. Perth rules, sensible win. Yeah, possibly. Power versus Giants. What do you think there? Giants should win. I would probably, if I was doing a prediction now, I would probably be going Giants. Just the way they absolutely destroyed Collingwood in the first quarter. But they are not consistent this last wee while. It's quite hard. It's quite hard to guarantee anything in this sport. But they would really need to have a couple of back-to-back wins here. Have you picked a team to support yet? Not yet, mate. Not yet. It's a great sport to watch. So many teams are enjoyable to watch for different reasons, different styles of footy, the way they play the game. There's teams that are maybe not as exciting to watch, and I wouldn't be bothered if I didn't see their game as much. But across the board, there's loads of talent and loads of quality in the sport that I just enjoy watching the competitiveness of it. So I don't actually have a team yet. Although there is a lot of people saying I should pick such and such a team or for whatever reason or such and such a team. So there's loads of people trying to get me to pick a team just yet. not as yeah, not as violent. Well, the violence is kind of out of the sport a little bit. You know, there is a lot of big hits. I mean, I think I seen one there. Anderson at the weekend for North Melbourne absolutely slammed the boy. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was he slammed into the deck, but he picked him up and absolutely slammed him to hell. It was incredible. What a challenge. That's why I love the sport. The Don's done. No, not just yet, bro. I'm not picking a team. Definitely not. So that's me done the Adelaide Oval, Power versus the Giants. On to Sunday the 28th. I'll get through these fixtures, then I'll go through a few rumours as well that I've read, and also just general chit chat on the AFL. 28th, Bulldogs versus Dockers. Again, a really hard game to call. It is at the Marvel Stadium. The Dockers are going to have to travel quite a distance to play it. They're really struggling to find form whatsoever. They did get a win by a point against Sydney at the weekend. That might have lifted their spirits. They were without Nat Fife, which made the win even more impressive. There's a couple of bits of news that I'll get to after this that could be quite worrying for Freo in terms of going into next year. Not right now, but definitely going into next year. It could be quite worrying for them, but we'll get to that. So Bulldogs, Dockers anyway at the Marvel. Quite a lot of people predicting the Dockers. I think the Bulldogs will need to bounce back. They'll be frustrated they lost a game against St Kilda. That's a team that are kind of on a level with them right now. And I actually predicted a win there because I think the Bulldogs have got that bit of grit and determination and a little bit more quality than St Kilda. But St Kilda turned up in the day. This will be an arm wrestle, this one. I've got no doubt about that. It's going to be an arm wrestle of a game. Really difficult one to call. Sydney versus Geelong then, the SCG. Geelong got murdered at the weekend as well, didn't they? Really never turned up. Sydney beat off the Dockers, as I said. I'd be expecting Geelong to bounce back from that defeat and get a win there. I really would. So last game, Essendon Suns. It doesn't really matter where it's played. It could be played at the Gold Coast. It could be played on the bloody moon. The result is obvious. It's going to be a Bombers win. The question is, by a margin of how much? That's the real question. So that's that. Rumours then. Well, good story developing here. Tell me this. Mitch Robinson, right? Seems to be a very, very outspoken footy player. He likes to go to the media. He likes to give them stories and headlines. He's done it an awful lot this last 2 weeks. Exactly. There's no such... I don't know. I've been missing that. So I reckon he's a bit of a talker. He likes to go to the media. I've got no problems with players going to the media and talking to them and giving their opinions. However, he does need to rein it in a little. He challenged the AFL's decision making on a couple of issues, which I fully agreed with his opinion on. But he needs to kind of rein it in a little bit now and take a step back. He's going too much and saying too much. He spoke out now about Malthouse, which was a previous coach of his. He said it made it very tough for me to enjoy the game. He really fell out of love for the game, and he also kind of says that if he was coaching now, he wouldn't really be able to do it because players respond and get brought up a different way. Love the red, white, and blue. Watch shout out, you'll see it, easy game. Hopefully, I think it will be though. Keep the cup out of Victoria. You never know. Lions are the informed team. They're definitely the team with the form on their side, aren't they? They're playing good footy. They've got strong players throughout the squad. They've got big players that can win you a game as well when you need it to be won. And young players coming through. There's a nice blend of youth as well in there with the experience, and I'm quite enjoying watching them. But he went on to say Mitch Robinson as well about Malthouse, because Malthouse, of course, has been linked with coming back to coaching. So this is where I presume Mitch Robinson's now came out and spoke. He says, when he breaks players down, he really struggles to bring them back up. So some coaches like to really break you to try and get a response out of you, give you a bit of hairdryer treatment, shout at you. and then when you go out at the footy field, you'll produce the goods. But he really struggles to, obviously, from what I'm gathering on what Robinson's saying here, is that he obviously doesn't have that kind of man management ability where players are responding to him the right way that he tries to get them to respond. Maybe he isn't as respected as maybe he believes in his head he is. A player like this, Mitch Robinson is a great player as well, you know what I mean? So it is quite interesting to see what modern day players are saying. I think he's probably a bit of a dinosaur now for the game, to tell you the truth. He's been out of it too long. You see it in every sport. He is an old school coach, and players do not respond to old school types of coaching anymore. They just don't like being shouted at. They go into themselves. Oh, it's so terrible. You can't speak to me like that. And they go and report you for bullying, all kinds of crazy stuff. But as I said, back in the day, he probably had no problems getting a reaction. Obviously, Mitch Robinson's coming through at the tail end of his coaching reign. He would have been a young gun coming through at the time. And he's obviously not been able to deal with it. He never ever got shouted at when he was younger, growing up, and all the rest of it. And he couldn't cope with the shouting. And it's even worse again now. The youngsters coming through even now again are even more softer, snowflakey. I can imagine them not responding at all if Malthouse was to come back into coaching. I don't think it would last too long. And I don't even know the guy that much. I just know the whole Collingwood saga with him and Nathan Buckley, that they've been outspoken against each other. A bit of war of words in the media, which I covered about a month ago. So there's still no love lost between them. So if he makes an enemy, he's kind of got enemies for life. He can't just let it go. But it seems there's players in the modern game the same. But not everybody's everyone's cup of tea in footy, and indeed in any walk of life. A developing story on Anthony McDonald tipping Wooty. It could potentially be quite a bad story for Nick as a legend, though. Yeah, he's probably achieved more in the game, hasn't he? You getting your dinner?
No.
Anthony McDonald tipping Wooty, sorry, hasn't signed an extended contract with the Bombers. Which is growing momentum to the rumours that he could potentially be seeking a move. Carlton was one of the teams linked. That'd be a brilliant signing for Carlton, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Carlton have actually been linked with a couple of players today. Saying about Freo, there could potentially be. Rob Blues, so you could actually be getting him possibly there. Will stay, but this is it. He could be refusing to sign a contract just now to try and get more money out of the Bombers. Now, if they think he's value for it, then give him the contract he deserves. He's putting bums in seats. He's entertaining the crowd. He's a fan's favourite. Give him the contract he deserves. He should probably be paid more than most other players at the club anyway. I would have thought. He's a senior player. But developing stories, there's a couple of players at Freo, one of them being one of my favourite players in the AFL. It's Brad Hill, could potentially be moving back to a Victoria club. Carlton was one of the clubs linked with him. Carlton are getting linked with everyone right now. I think there's no denying that they've got a young team and they'll be looking to add experienced players to the mix. And look, Brad Hill is absolutely quality. I love him. He doesn't stop running for the full time he's on the pitch. He gives you everything. He's good. And with the effort he gives you, he's also got quality too. Even though he's probably not been as great the last couple of weeks as what I've seen him previous, he's still got a lot to offer other clubs. That's just what I read today. It's a developing story. Check it out.
Can't finish your beans.
So, as I said, it wasn't me. I'm just reporting a rumour that I've read. I don't know if it was Seven Media that launched it, but there's a couple of Freo players there potentially moving on, playing out their contract. A lot of players doing that now, trying to maybe. So there you go. There's a lot of people now saying that they don't think Brad will be there next year. big blow for the Dockers. I like him. I think he suits their style of footy. They do play some attractive stuff when they're on their day. The problem is they're not always on their day. It's inconsistency with Freo as well. And I don't think Nat Fife, obviously being out last week, they still got the win. But I don't think even the few weeks prior to that, he's been playing at his best level either. And they really need him. If he's not in form, it usually can be plain to see. When he's been on form, the Dockers have been a great team to watch, along with some other players as well. And they've got injuries as well. So it's difficult for a smaller club like that. When they lose key players, it's difficult for them to get wins. But they did go and get the win without him, which was good to see. But there is going to be outgoing, certainly, with the senior players after the campaign this year. I'd like to see senior players going to the likes of Carlton. If Gold Coast is going to be kept on, this whole draft thing needs to change. If they're going to, AFL is going to be adamant at keeping Gold Coast. They need experience. They seriously do. They need players that have been in and around the mix. They've been in finals. They've went and won premierships, etc. They're not needing youngsters with no experience, no idea how to go and win a game of footy, especially in finals, big stadiums, packed out, crowds, expecting crowds, live games and on TV, etc. They don't need youngsters that are just straight out the chocolate factory that, they could crumble in these situations. I did try and touch on it yesterday, but my stream wasn't really that long. It was a later stream, but it is interesting. It's going to be an interesting story to see what happens there. But the likes of Carlton, Port Adelaide, Freo as well has got a couple of youngsters, a young team. There is a lot of young players coming through. I thoroughly enjoy watching. A question then on that: who do you think is going to get the rising star in the AFL this year? There's loads of players in the mix for it. Gold Coast, yeah, that's so you agree with me, Harvester at Tone. Thanks very much. I think it's plain to see that, isn't it? Really, when you see there's nobody really leading on the pitch, lifting them. Sam Walsh, great player. Do you know what? He's a good shout for it, isn't he? There's a right few young guns. Nick, I like Blakey at Sydney Swans. Good young player. I don't know if he's done enough this year or if he's only just coming good towards the end. But excuse me, I like what I'm seeing with him. Good player. He makes things happen. He's not afraid to take a man on as well, which I really like to see. So who knows? Who knows how good he could be? Of course, his dad's the coach as well, so I'd say that adds a little bit more pressure on him there. But he's looking good. Anybody else that you think is in for a chance at rising star? Sydney Stack is amazing. I watched him at the weekend for. I really enjoy watching. I must admit, that's a player I would have said myself there if you hadn't mentioned it. Yeah. You don't, so doggies colours on you. Yeah. Well, I always wear red, white and blue. Somebody, I'm not going to mention the name, they've asked to remain anonymous. They're going to actually send some stuff from the family. A Bulldogs fan anyway, that's all I'll say. Through Twitter. I've been speaking to them on Twitter. Rosie, great player. Duursma for Port Adelaide as well. Duursma, really good young player. He made a great mark at the weekend and scored after it. I love him. I really like some of these young guys coming through, particularly some of the forwards coming through, like the two Camerons, Jared and Charlie, isn't it? Cam Zuha. I'm not too sure who does he play for. I probably know, but I'm just because there's that many of them that I've been trying to pick up on. But Sydney Stack, what I was going to say is for Richmond, he was brilliant at the weekend. He's physical as well for such a young player. Really physical. Kangaroos. Oh yes, I do know who you're talking. I do know. Yeah, I knew who that was. Thanks very much, mate, for that. As I say, Port Adelaide's actually awash with loads of quality youngsters. They're an exciting team. Very much in the same situation, same boat as Carlton, aren't they? They need a little bit more experience to their squad, and they could be a really powerful side in the next couple of years.
I'll say no.
Go and get a lollipop. Or watermelon. Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Give my head peace. Can you hear me? Peace with you. Here. Shut the door. Sarge. Shut the door, thank you. I Blakey for Swans, but I think we'll get it. That's interesting. I tell you what, I'm glad I'm not making the decisions on it. I am doing a Rising Star Award on my channel at the end of the year, and I'll get medals and stuff. Maybe I'll be able to get them sent out to folk, but if not, we'll just have it on a wall with the winner in my house, like a AFL wall, who's won it, and every year we'll change the name. What do I make of this? Like, here, he's a young lad. I would be more annoyed if people are saying, I read quite a bit about this, to tell you the truth, about his celebrations, the old bow and arrow, the poison arrow that he did. The only thing wrong for him was they went on to lose the game and they were in a losing position when he'd done it. But he's made a fantastic mark and kicked quite a good goal from near the boundary line, wasn't it? Quite a tight angle as well. He stepped up under pressure when they'd been behind and he's just trying to lift the side. I mean, there's a lot of talk of too many youngsters are like robots these days. They've got no personality. They're just drilled to be a certain way and they don't show any of their colourful side. He's went and done something. He's trying to entertain the crowd. Come on then. He's trying to entertain the crowd. I have absolutely... Hi, I'm new. Barry Boy, thanks very much for joining the stream. I don't know if you've been watching any of our AFL stuff or what you've been watching, but it's a fantastic anyway. But I like the Dursma celebration. Maybe just not the timing of it for him personally, but if it had been a winning goal, it would have been lived on in folklore, wouldn't it? Remember that time he did that there, the young gun? I've got no problems with celebrations, man. Who's he harming? No one. Somebody says, oh, Rob, about did I speak to Connor's mate? Yes, I have. He's actually with him today. He knows his brothers as well. He's actually already home. He's already home, Connor. So I don't know if he'll have one with him, but my mate says if he asks his brothers, maybe they'll have one that he's already gave them in the house. I don't know. Maybe he'll give me one. If not, he'll tell him anyway, and he might be able to get me one sent over. I don't know, but I have spoken to him anyway, so quite excited to hear if that'll come to light or not. Somebody was asking about who do I think's the best team. I don't know who the best team is. I think over the course of the year, it's obviously been Geelong, hasn't it? They're top, so it says it all. But who's in form now? It's the Lions. The Lions are definitely the team to beat. And one bad result for Geelong at the weekend, they could be leapfrogged by the Lions. So anybody, if they believe, they really back themselves, can do it. Who do you barrack for? I don't barrack for anyone yet, but Barry. But as I say, I'm really enjoying the footy. But by the end of the year, there might be somebody that a team's grown on me. Whether or not it'll be enough for me to pick one team, I don't know. But they're crappy after the bye. They've been absolutely shocking after the bye. I can't get my head around it. I've actually got a friend of the channel now through Facebook who's sending us Geelong stuff. And I've been talking to her on Facebook, on the Messenger. And I actually can't believe how bad they've been. Hi Sammy, I'm doing good, thanks. How are you, mate? I know, like, Carlton would probably be in the top 8 or something right now, wouldn't they? If it was going by the last 4 or 5 weeks. I think they've won about 3 out of 5. They're doing really, really well. But Geelong are... Look, I think Geelong will be in the finals anyway. Whether or not they make the grand final, I don't know. But they'll definitely be up there. They're too good. They've got too much quality. I agree with you, Curtis. If Nick Nat can get back to fitness, and I really hope he does. I was loving, and I don't say this lightly, I was absolutely loving watching him. What a player. He just gives you something different from what I've been watching in the AFL. He's so good in the ruck, and when he wins the contest in the air, I certainly can. We've lost Candeas to a Turkish side. I actually like Candeas. Just Rangers here, just quickly. being asked to take a second out. I want to say goodbye to him as well. He was a good servant for the club. There's no denying that he gave 100% commitment to the badge. People did question his quality at times in terms of delivery into the box with crosses, but you could never question his commitment to the club, and he did. I'm pretty sad to see him go, because I like people who play for the badge and give it heart. I think we're building a squad now. We're improving on the quality on Candeas. He probably was going to be more of a squad player in the future side of things, but as I say, no hard feelings towards him leaving. I can't blame him for wanting first team football and the guarantee of it, but it'll be a bit of a loss to the squad. But as I say, Rangers will be stronger in the future. We're getting better quality players than Candeas, but I do wish him well, and I do really appreciate all his efforts that he's given in the past. Thanks very much for that, by the way. He was a good player. I wish him the best in the future, certainly. He never left on bad terms in my eyes. If some people say that, they need to grow up. So, I don't know if there's other Rangers supporters there as well from Scotland joining the stream. That's good to see. Good talking about all sports as well. But as I say, I think there's quite a lot of people doing football Rangers streams and channels, etc. And I don't get over to as many games as I used to anymore. Living in Northern Ireland and having a family now, I can't really afford to go over just as much. But I used to go to all the games home and away. And because of that, I don't do Rangers streams as much. But I'll do the odd video, which I quite enjoy doing, because I like to show a wider audience our club back home in Scotland and how much they mean to the fans. I mean, you'll struggle to find any fan base in the world as passionate and as loyal, being the key word, as what the Rangers supporters are. I mean, what they've had to endure since 2012, shocking. And even with the kit, the merchandise situation right now as well, not getting great stock from Hummel. I don't know what the problem is there. Apparently Rangers have released a statement saying there is no problem there. You can buy the merchandise, etc., but it is low stock and it's quite disappointing. I really like this Hummel gear. I think it's good quality. It's a nice looking kit, but there's not enough stock for people to buy. I've had that problem. I was trying to buy somebody in a young lad in Adelaide who's a patron of mine a Rangers jersey as a gift, because he's paying quite a bit of money to the channel, and I'm buying him a Rangers top and I can't get him one in his size, and I'm looking to send it to Adelaide in Australia, so I'm disappointed. Yeah, so I'm getting quite a bit of AFL stuff, and all of it's going to eventually take pride of place. And kind of like you've seen Rangers studios like Baz Bowski and all them, and a couple of other boys like CJ Novo and stuff, they've got quite a lot of Rangers stuff at the back of them. Well, I plan to do something like that with AFL stuff and all the sporting gifts that will come in at the channel, and having an AFL kind of room studio in the future, and then bigger as the years go on, and it grows with hard work, etc., and building up a better support for the channel. I look on building a... Hi Leanne, how are you going? Aussie Rules Man Cave, that's the dream. But out the back, I want to eventually, not a shed, but one of those porta cabin type things, have one of them kind of soundproofed with the electric and Wi-Fi in it, with all AFL themed stuff, or indeed any sports, because I've got my sports Donna World Sports channel as well, which will feature loads of different sports. So if there's any gifts coming through for that as well. Tired but good. I know I've tried to get this stream on a little bit earlier because I know it's a little later for you guys. I was doing it at 4 o'clock yesterday. It wasn't ideal. Past midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, so it wasn't great. So I tried to get on early today. Get a bit. I know you've missed some of this chat. I've done a little bit of gossip. I've done a little bit of the fixtures. Haven't gave my predictions. I know you were one of the ones that were wanting me to continue with the predictions. So thanks very much for that. I do appreciate that. I like good feedback. It's always nice to hear that people are enjoying certain aspects of what I do, like the car chats, reactions. Obviously, is one of the main things people do enjoy as well. I'm struggling to get some of them in this week. Children's off school. It's been quite mayhem. Trying to get the silence around to record and edit a video for that. There it takes a little bit more time than you would think, but it's not too bad. But I will try and get a couple up this week. I was going to do them last night, and I just clean forgot all about it. I got sidetracked with some stuff But we will get to doing reactions. I've got loads of things I actually personally want to react to with the AFL and for the Donna World Sports that I'm doing as well. Mate, I tell you what, if you can get one in the Glasgow shop, I'll send you the money over, right? What it is, it's a extra large home shirt. I cannot get it in Belfast. I cannot get it online. Somebody was actually going to go and get it, go down to the St Enoch shop for me and get it posted to Northern Ireland so I can send it to him in Australia. So, like, direct message me on Twitter. We'll talk through Twitter and I'll send you the money for that. That would be amazing if you could get that. I don't know if they're stocking the extra large in Glasgow anymore. You know, he wanted the home jersey, but I maybe talked to him about the away jersey. It's coming out soon, I think. So, I think just a short sleeve extra large, man, 60 quid. Boom, I'll get it sent to you. Talk to me through Twitter though, that would be good. And I'll see how I can send you the stuff. Thanks very much. Aye, so definitely I'll get the predictions up tomorrow. There is no Thursday game. If there was a Thursday game, I would have done my predictions today, so I'm a day ahead with the predictions to allow folk to watch it, and then obviously you're a day ahead of yourself. So tomorrow will be the predictions day. I'll get that video up, try and get a little bit more of the gossip in as well. And there is quite a lot of developing. As the weeks go on, you'll get more and more talk about players potentially moving, etc. So that'll be good. I'll hopefully do quite a lot of build up in the finals weeks. In terms of, or that month even leading up till the grand final, gossip, rumours, boom, put a lot more push on to get as much detail in as possible. And that's because it's, at the end of the day, you're leading up to the big event, aren't you? I want to get the channel really buzzing about grand final and who's going to win it, etc. So loads and loads, try and cram as much. I'm going to have to work my socks off. My eyes are going to be hanging out the back of my head. For anybody who's been following my channel, you know that I'm watching an awful lot of stuff. Even if I'm reacting to videos or not, what you might not know if you're only new to the channel is I'm watching loads of stuff behind the scenes, reading loads of stories, watching loads of old stuff, new stuff, etc. Alright, Ewan, I'm just getting your Twitter message through now. I'll message you back after the live stream, mate. Thanks very much. McCall by Ian Black, exactly. He signed him. That was actually Ian Black was absolutely rotten for us. Perfect, mate. Thanks very much. Nice question there about the Brownlow Donlow. I've not actually spoke about that in a week or two now. I did do an update last week on the Donna World Sports. Not a lot of people know I've got Donna World Sports. There's loads of AFL. There's loads of other sports going to be on there as well. So if you're happy to watch other sports as well as your Aussie rules, that would be greatly appreciated if you could support me on my other videos as well that I'm doing. It's going to be a World Sports channel. So, but as I say, there's going to be more unhinged stuff on the AFL, the more biffy stuff on that there. When I just let myself go and get really excited, and probably a few more curse words on that as well. That's the Donna World Sports. Check it out. I have put the link in the description section below on how you can subscribe to that one. And donations. The mullet. I've been sponsored for my mullet. Finally, I've got £20, two £10 donation. I do not know who they're from. I seen it last week and I did write something up about it, but I did actually get a sponsor for doing the mullet, so I'm now committed to doing the mullet. I don't know if they were GoFunding me or if they were sponsoring the actual mullet. Who cares? I'm going to do the AFL themed mullet for the channel, and if anybody wants to sponsor me, check out that. That's in the link as well below. I'm going to go and get it cut this week. It's going to look absolutely ridiculous because no one has a mullet where I live. I'm going to take an absolute slagging in my work for this for weeks. But the more that the sponsors come in, the more it grows, and that's all good because the funding grows, then I can get my flights, etc. booked quicker. Did you get your mate to arrange the Conor he's asking him today, mate, about the Conor McKenna today, if he's going to be able to get me one. So thanks very much for that. I will find out hopefully soon. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. in Scotland right now. Northern Ireland, UK time's all the same now. Northern Ireland and Scotland, England, Wales. So we're 2 p.m. here. That's no problem, Ewan. Mate. I'll message you anyway. Tony had a mullet a few years ago, copped so much flack for it. Look, I don't know if they've ever been acceptable, but people probably wore them more back in the 70s and 80s, do you know what I mean? But in the UK, they've not been here for years, but the AFL has took out on it. It's the new AFL hairstyle. There is loads of players got it in the AFL. I seen Travis Fimmel as well, you know, the Vikings boy that's acting in Danger Close, the battle for Long Tan. Yeah, 9 hours behind Melbourne. So you're 11 o'clock there, aye. He's got one, but he's got it really, really short in the top and really long at the back. Mullet banned in Australia soon. It's so bad that it's absolutely awesome, and of course, it's all for growing the channel. That's why I'm doing it. Sponsors for the mullet. The more sponsors I get, the quicker I can get my flights to Australia, the quicker we can book the flights. I've actually already started to get a little bit of money through and it's all been put into one side, so I'm pretty buzzing about that. It's not getting touched now. All that money goes to the trip. I don't know if next year's going to be too soon, but as I say, get sponsored on the mullet. You can laugh at me and you can slag me off. It's all good. It's all good fun. The mullet is ridiculous, but it's all AFL themed, and it's because Adelaide's becoming mullet capital of the world, apparently. Somebody was messaging me earlier on saying, in Adelaide, the young ones are all asking for mullets now. Bring the mullet back. I say, that's what I'm doing, Leanne. It's growing the mullet for AFL themed mullet, for the sponsorship, for the channel growth. It's all good. But anyway, that's enough on that one. But I don't know if you were hearing... Was there somebody I read that was looking to play out their contract at Collingwood? Leanne, let me know. There was somebody I think I might have read wasn't... We are all getting mullets in South East Melbs. So there you go, it's growing like mad. Bring back the mullet. I've actually got a hashtag, and I don't know if any of you have seen this, but see when I post my videos on any of my social media platforms, I always hashtag this. So you have to get this hashtag going. Anytime you're doing anything now, hashtag it with hashtag mullet mania. Mullet mania. I've actually had this hashtag now for about a month. I've actually, as I say, I've got the two sponsors with this mullet thing. But if you can get the hashtag mullet mania going, it might help get the sponsorship up as well quicker. But nobody has them here. I'm going to be the only absolute fucking lunatic with a mullet knocking about. And here, mullet mania, mate. Hashtag mullet mania. It's all good fun at the end of the day. I'm good for a slagging. Mullet mania, hashtag mullet mania. We'll get that trending. Help me on that one. And of course, I've got my own hashtags with hashtag AFL car chat, hashtag AFL chair chat, and hashtag AFL table talk. So it's all good. You can create your own hashtags, and with enough support, I can help get the people into my videos. I know, just into my work. I go into my work. I'm in my work, and I'll go till my car on a break and just batter out a video, and it's great because you're still on the clock, like, but you're on your break and you're getting to talk about the footy and get your videos up. It's perfect. Kills two birds with one stone. If I know later on I'm not going to get the time to get a video up, at least I can get my videos up of something I've watched, or developing stories, or my predictions, or whatever, or reviewing the weekend's footy, whatever. I know I can go up and do a car chat. It's fantastic. Great way to break up the day as well. And I think, I don't know what you think watching the videos, but I feel that it's a little bit more passionate in the car. I just get tore into it. Just, rah! It's fucking brilliant. It's probably one of my more, sorry, kicked that there. One of my more enjoyable ones that I do. I think it's because there's less distraction. When I'm in the house, the door could go, somebody could run in, knock me off track from what I'm doing. Thanks, mate, for the question. If I could go to Australia, where would I go? Our first trip, I got the ideas of what I'm doing. I've got a friend now. He actually did the super chat. I don't know if any of you were on the super chat. He has been funding my predictions. He's been paying. I'm doing the 9 predictions. He's going and paying for the prediction, and he kindly says if all 9 games come in on my predictions, he's donating the money to the GoFundMe page. So that's fantastic. You know, he's doing that. He's from Adelaide, Port Adelaide supporter, and he's actually helped me out with a couple of wee things. I don't want to say anything too soon, but he's doing something behind the scenes at Port Adelaide Football Club there that could potentially be quite good for the channel in terms of footy players, current players right now. But we'll see how that develops soon. He's told me something, but I don't want to say anything in case it doesn't come to any light. But it could be quite good stuff in terms of my channel and possible players. That's all I'm going to say right now. But he's helped me. So we actually had planned on doing. I've got quite a few people backing me back financially from Adelaide, and it was one of the places I was going to be going. But Melbourne certainly is. We're probably going to fly into there anyway, and the city, and then I'm looking at coming for up till 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. So I don't know. So say I put my predictions on the Thursday. The first game's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then first game on Friday. I put my predictions in on Thursday. He's been actually putting the bet on then, of based on my predictions, who I think will win. Say $5, and it could vary between could be about $400 winnings. Any of the winnings, then if I get the 9 games right, he was actually donating all that money to the GoFundMe to help me get get us over quicker. So it's amazing. It's an absolutely brilliant gesture, to tell you the truth. He doesn't need to do that. I've actually messaged him because I'm getting my predictions wrong. I says, look, no pressure. You don't need to keep doing this. My predictions it's one of the few sports where predictions are absolutely brutally hard. If I was doing the football here in the UK, soccer, you would call it. Say there's 6 games, I could get about 5 of them right, and maybe 1 wrong. Consistently every week, you could do an accumulator of 9 games, get 8 right. But in this, it's just a little bit above 50%. I could be getting about 50-60% now. It was sitting about 70% right, but I think I'm getting 3 and 4 wrong at the weekend now out of 9. So it's really hard. Whoa! Leanne Magpies Evans, absolutely amazing. She's just given me a super chat. It's popped up in yellow. I don't know if you see that there. Thank you so much. And I know you said that you would do that on a super chat for me. You know that do you know what? I've talked to you through Facebook as well. I'll talk to you personally about this after this as well. You know how much I appreciate that. That is absolutely, oh my word. I'm buzzing every time because when the chat comes up, it comes up a different colour and it takes me by surprise. And I'm using my phone, and when the writing comes up, I have to sometimes lean in to see it. But it pops up so bright. Oh my word, honestly, thank you very much for that. Really kind. That's so generous. Really buzzing about that, to tell you the truth. I get like a kid in a candy shop, don't I, when I get excited. If you've seen the AFL Guernsey, I lost for words there. 1 wee second till I think about what I'm saying here. Fremantle Dockers Guernsey, everybody was like, you're like a kid in a candy shop or a kid at Christmas. That's what I'm like. It's just, you know what I mean? When I was growing up, you just got your brother's hand-me-down, so you're grateful for anything like that. That is absolutely generous. I'll speak to you anyway through Facebook as well. Thanks very much. And all that money just goes directly into the account anyway, after it comes through YouTube. So, whoa. I'm still surprised at them, because that's only the 5th time that's ever happened. It pops up like that. It was blue. I don't know why it's yellow, but it was yellow that time. But it was blue the last week. I don't know if it's just different. Oh, did you? I sent the last time just before you had to take off. Oh my word. It might tell me in the video if I go back in later on. It's strange on the super chat thing. It comes through a different. It takes a few days to show up. I'll let you know if it came through. If not, I don't know if you can get your money back off them. If it came out of your account, it might not have came out of your account. But if it has came out of your account and I never got it, I'll let you know. I would hate to think you never, you know what I mean? It comes up sterling here and the donation's dollars. But that's unbelievable. Thanks very much. Yeah, it did. All good. I'll check for you. I really appreciate that. I really do. And I know you've been supporting me for ages and you're always good with great feedback as well. You actually got me positive the other day about the prediction, your message. I was reading your message. I was like, oh, that's good to hear that. People are liking the predictions. But I know that's something a lot of people do and all the footy channels do it as well, but I don't watch their predictions. I do it from the way I see it. So any predictions you're getting, it's just the way I see it on form and what I've watched. You know that if you've been following the channel or if you're new to the channel, this is something that you might not know, but I'm doing something like I'm watching like 3 and 5 games a weekend, live games, BT Sport in the UK, and I know Ewan, if you're still there, my mate from Glasgow here, the Rangers man, BT Sport is what we have. It's a UK sports channel. Like Sky Sports, we have Sky Sports. We have quite a few different sports channels, like Fox Sports in Australia and Seven Sports Australia, stuff like that. Your different media TV companies anyway that are showing your sports. They actually, yeah, it's the most honest way to do it. I mean, everybody's got their own opinions and stuff, and people are watching my channel to see my take on it. So that's the way I saw it. Like, I'm giving my own predictions. They're not always going to be right. Even the pros aren't getting it right at the end of the day. People who have been in the game for 40, 50 years might struggle to get their predictions right. If they were getting their predictions right every week, people would be listening to them and putting their bets on them all the time. I'm sure the bookies wouldn't be happy. Don, Evan, thanks very much for joining in. I really appreciate your support and joining in and your questions and that. It's really good to see. It is late, mate. I know that. I appreciate that. Appreciate you joining in anyway. But somebody made a really snidey comment on a Giants thing I put up at the weekend. I'm not really what I mentioned names. I don't even remember the name actually. I just deleted him from my channel completely. I don't recognise the guy, but he accused me of being fake and not knowing my stuff. And actually, he says that guy lives in Australia. He's not from Scotland at all. He lives in Australia. He's just faking everything. He knows what he's talking about. He knows the game. He's not new to the game. And one of my subscribers, Dave, who's actually from Perth, you're from Perth, Dave, or just outside Perth, aren't you, on the west coast there? He actually put him in his place for me, and I never actually thanked you for that, so thanks for that. You didn't need to do that. I was going to put him in his place myself, but I just decided just delete him completely, because that's kind of, he actually had a YouTube channel himself. So I was thinking he wants me to potentially slag him for an order for his channel to get attention and potentially get some growth that way. So I just never gave him his platform that he craved. But anyone who's been following my channel, or if you're new and you've never seen me talking before, I live in Northern Ireland. I'm from Scotland. I've never been to Australia in my life. I am new to the sport. I'm learning as much as possible about the sport. And I'll tell you something else. I do love it, and it is genuine. I'm not fake whatsoever. I don't feel the need to be able to actually have to explain myself to that anyway. But if you ever see stuff like that, just dismiss it. The guy was an absolute walloper. Look, he craved attention, he craved a platform. I have got quite a decent sized channel now, so I don't know if this is something that he's tried to use for self-gain. Maybe. But I just deleted him. I never gave him the attention he needed. And there was somebody that Dave. I don't know if Dave's there, but you'll know what I'm talking about. He backed me up there. But just a personal thank you for doing that. I saw you did that. I can fight my own battles too. But I think sometimes when you respond to trolls, they win. They win. They're going to win in the long run because they get a reaction out of you. You look like a dick. And he can say, look, I told you so, that guy's an asshole. But, like, it is what it is. We're going to get them no matter what. I've had them in the past from all different countries. Cranbourne, I recognise that place. Cranbourne in the UK, there probably is. You'll find quite a lot of Australian places are named after UK places, you know. That's it, mate. That's it, Ewan. I get messages through YouTube and Twitter as well, and it comes through my watch. Sometimes I find myself looking. That's what that is. I get loads of updates and messages on that as well. It's non-stop actually. There was a time there when the channel was growing that fast. I think I went up about just Chag Bot Police. Alright, I never even knew that. Just tag them. I never even knew that existed. Do you know what I mean? I think all they're wanting is a little bit of a reaction to make themselves feel relevant, you know? Like, the way I see it is, I put myself out there, I'm putting myself out in the public eye, talking about sport, giving my opinion. I'm open to criticism. I'm opening myself up to criticism. You've got to have broad shoulders if you want to do this sort of thing. But if it's unwarranted stuff, I mean, just delete them. If somebody's got an opinion and they disagree with it, I've said that time and time again to people on live streams. Give your opinion, disagree with me. I'm not going to get it right. I'm not always going to be right. And actually, if you give me an opinion, you might find that you actually were right on something. It might actually help me understand things a little bit better. So don't be afraid to correct me on anything or give an opinion, because I'm only learning and I want to learn as much as possible. I've got a thirst to learn as much about this sport as possible and the reason being so I can get more enjoyment out of it ultimately, and also to give better quality videos to you. You're not going to want to watch something if you know that I'm clearly just like watch one highlight and go, oh well, that was good. You know, whoa, you know, I've talked about this quite a few times. That's why I'm watching 3 to 5 games a weekend, watching the highlights after that, watching old games, talking to people through Facebook, Instagram, and Leanne, you can vouch for me on that. I talk to people behind the YouTube that you won't see, and I'm encouraging you right now, do add me on Instagram and Facebook, because I'll always try and respond to you. Anything AFL themed or football themed, I'll always try, and you'll know as well. I've spoke to you about Rangers as well on Twitter. I'll always try my hardest to get back to everyone. You appreciate you don't always see every message, and there's an awful lot come through. And on that note, I was going to say there was a time there where my channel must have grew about 20 or 30,000 subscribers in about a month and a half. It was insane. I was going off my head a little trying to keep up with everyone. I'm glad it's kind of calmed down, and I know that sounds crazy because people seek numbers, don't they? Huge numbers. I would much rather have a stronger community than bigger numbers, because there's more numbers than you know what to do with. But if I can get a good, stronger community within the bang on with me, so yeah. Thanks very much for Leanne on that one, and you, Ewan, for backing me up on that one. But I think it's actually I'm enjoying the AFL being more intense into the AFL than anything else, because it's something that I can engage with a tighter knit group with, and I feel that quite a lot of the subscribers I'm getting now, they're coming back more than what somebody would be coming if I was doing loads of different videos as well, and I'm building up better relationships and bonds with the channel as well, and that's more important to me now than numbers. So if I lost 20,000 subscribers, well, look, it is what it is, but I'm enjoying this more because you're engaging on a one topic, and Ewan as well, Rangers football, but it's tying in with that. There's a lot of Australian people actually asking me about what they'll say soccer, my soccer team. How many of your subscribers are Australian? That's a good question. I don't know how you would find that out. I would probably say, if I was stabbing a guess at it, I would probably say somewhere in the number, between the number of 1,500 and 2,000, and I would say 53,000 are probably Southeast Asia, or mostly Southeast Asia, India, because I did lots of Southeast Asian sport, because they're fanatical about their sport there as well, and I was enjoying this is one of the things, and you say this, Ewan, right? And it's true, I like to always drop my odd Rangers thing in there as well, because lots of people from around the world will support Man United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Chelsea. But I want to make them aware of Rangers, an absolute institute in Scotland, one of the oldest clubs in world football, soccer, the most successful team in football. They've won the most trophies in world football, soccer. And shut that door. Are you saying hello? That's Brian. And you need to look at what Ewan's wrote there. They don't have a patch in Rangers, and that is 100% true. And I'll tell you why. We're fanatical fan base. Obviously, I'm not getting to the games now, so I'm talking about them as if I'm there all the time. But I used to go all the time, home and away. My brother went to European trips as well. We went when we were young boys, all the way up through. And simply put, it's an absolute way of life. If Rangers would be in the English Premier League, Leanne's saying hello to you, Brent.
Hello.
Hello, she's away now. She's going to the park. Will you shut that door, please, Dylan?
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Dylan. If they were in the English Premier League, with the money they get, and the fan base they've got, and the world attention that they would get, and if the Old Firm, both teams were playing in there, one of the biggest derbies in world football on the biggest domestic league stage, it would be 5 to 10 years they'd probably be starting to win an awful lot in England, because there would be lots of the best players in the world wanting to be in the English Premier League for one reason: the most money and the biggest stage, biggest domestic league in the world, mixed with one of the biggest football and derbies in the world, and one of the most fanatical sport mad cities in the world in Glasgow. I mean, it is intense. It's considered a goldfish bowl. You're either green and white or you're red, white and blue, and it's absolutely, you have to grow up with it and experience it to feel it and understand it. But I mean, you can you're not stupid people. You can understand rivalry, but it is a rivalry unlike what I think you would probably see anywhere in Asia or anywhere like that. There, or Australia or anywhere. I mean, they've got fanatical fans, as I was saying, in Malaysia and Indonesia, and that's what got me my subscribers there. But the history behind it, and I mean, the sheer global numbers. I think one of the last times I read, global numbers of fan base for Rangers alone is probably about 9 million, and not a lot of people would actually realise that, how big they are. There's a huge amount of Australian supporters, Aussie Rangers supporters, Oceania Rangers Supporters Association. They've got clubs all over Australia. If you googled it, you'd be able to find, I'll guarantee you, there's a pub there full of red, white and blue Rangers stuff, top to bottom. They've probably got red, white and blue pool tables, flags everywhere. Maybe even in your own town, you never even realised it. But that's how big we are. We're big. We're just as big as we're probably bigger than Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, any of those teams. Probably not bigger than, well, we're not bigger than Liverpool and Man United or Real Madrid, Barcelona. But fan base wise, we would be bigger than Arsenal and we'd be bigger than Chelsea. I've got no doubt about that. No doubt about that whatsoever. This is the problem with sport though, mate, isn't it? Are you kidding me? Not richer than Chelsea. And if you don't have money, you can't compete with the best teams. That's the sad thing about sport. If it was all about developing your players like you can do in the AFL with Carlton, Port Adelaide, and Brisbane's got a young team that's grew up now and they're getting better. You can develop a team and keep them together. You can easily go on and possibly win a premiership. You ain't going to do that in the English Premier League. You're just not. You need to have money. You need to have financial clout. And it's quite sad, really. It really is. It's a sad state of affairs when the rich clubs are leaving their competition behind. There is no competition left for them. They're competing amongst themselves. The general vibe is, in the next 10, 15 years, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, teams like that there aren't going to be playing their games exclusively to Spain, England, Germany anymore. They're going to be playing in Australia. They're going to be playing in China. They're going to be playing in America. They're going to be playing home games abroad. And having the foreign fans of the clubs in the ground purely to commercialise it more and get more money and more attention on it. It's all about putting the money up, really, rather than the local fan base. Forget about the local fan base. We're trying to make money in China. We're trying to make money in Japan. We're trying to make money in Australia, New Zealand, wherever. It's about growing it. No, I did. Are you kidding me? Mate, about the watermelon. If you're cutting your watermelon into triangles, this is a little life hack. You're cutting it wrong, brother. I swear, I thought you cut it in triangles, but you're gnawing it with your teeth and it's going everywhere. If you cut the watermelon in half long ways, right? Cut it in half long ways, put it like body down, so the fruity bits down, and then cut it into chunks like that, into little cubes, and they just pull it out. You can eat the watermelon, no mess, and you're getting it all. Honestly, mind blown. Absolutely, this is one of the. Where has this idea been all my life? I hope you stop cutting your watermelon in triangles. That's absolute sacrilege, mate. That is absolutely bonkers stuff. But I was doing that for years, and then it was my wife saying something. I don't know if she's seen it on Facebook or something. You know, you. Oh, Leanne, I swear, getting in the commentary box, I would love that. The more the channel grows, the more maybe attention it might get. It might get noticed by a couple of the media things. If I was coming with a family just to have one game.
We're going to the park.
Okay.
Are you going to cut the grass?
I'll cut the front grass in. If I was going to get one game even in the box just to stand and commentate on, well, that would be it. You would never need to do it again, would you?
At the toilet.
Josh, thanks for the question. I've kind of answered this earlier on, but I have teams that I do enjoy watching more than others based on the fact that the type of footy they play. But I enjoy all different types of footy. I mean, the Giants play a very much a kicking game. They play to their strengths, which they're quite a strong, big, tall, physical team. They're a giant of a team, aren't they, the Giants? And they play like for marks, getting their territory based on kicking it up the field to men, deliberate kicks to men. And it works for them, that style, and they're quite good at it. So I like watching them at that. I like watching Richmond playing the handball game. They're probably the best in the AFL at the handball game. But then there's teams that are just great throughout. I mean, there's so many teams that on their day that are really enjoyable to watch. I don't have a team as such. There was a while there I probably wouldn't have wanted to watch Richmond. Now I don't want to miss them. So it's very much just, if they're playing in form, that it's great to watch. If they're not playing well, there was a while I couldn't watch St Kilda, but St Kilda's went and got an unbelievable win there against the Bulldogs. Temporary coach is in there, honeymoon period. He's he's got a reaction out of the players coming into the dressing room, and it always happens, that doesn't it? When a interim coach comes in, he gets a lift. David Teague's been doing it at Carlton. He's doing a fantastic job. I wouldn't give him the shirt and tie right now. I wouldn't give him the head coach's job permanently right now. I'd make him earn it. And I wouldn't do any hasty decisions on that until way into the close season. BT makes me reach for the mute button. Are you kidding me? Do you know what? He's chalk and cheese, this guy. He's Marmite, isn't he? Quite a lot of people are Vegemite in Australia. I don't know if you have that saying for Vegemite, but in the UK for Marmite we go, you either like them or you don't. I don't know if Vegemite's the same. You either like it or you don't. BT's very much that sort of character, isn't he? People like him, people dislike him. I actually think he adds a bit of banter to the show. Did you see him in the West Coast Eagles game with the big eagle at half time? They brought the big eagle out at half time. Had a great Indigenous vibe. All the Aboriginal people were there in the crowd. It was a great occasion for them getting to see a game played in a smaller stadium against Melbourne, against the Demons. And they brought a big eagle out, and he absolutely shit his pants with this eagle. He wouldn't go near it. It was quite funny. Bruce McAvenny is just a bit. I'm quite surprised to say a lot of people disliking him there. Quite a lot of people like him. Actually, he's done. He adds something else. Like, you like him or dislike him, what you can't deny, he has a little bit of personality about him. He's colourful, but maybe that gets on people's nerves, rubs people up the wrong way. I don't know. But personally, I don't know him enough to say he's been annoying me for too long. Wedgetail eagle, I didn't know what kind of eagle that was. So I don't know too many of them. One person I think says and does things for a reactions. Big Duck, isn't it? The king himself, Wayne Carey. He is always saying stuff to get a reaction. I think he made a comment about Jaden Stevenson being on holiday and enjoying the sunshine. He should think about what he's doing off the field and stuff like this here, and the fact that he's suspended and all that. And everybody's like, "You've got a short memory, Duck, mate. Like the stuff you done off the field's probably one of the most shoddiest thing in the history of the game. I mean, you're one of your best mate, your vice captain's wife's mate, in a Portaloo at a festival. I'm only joking. It was in a house in a toilet. It wasn't in a Portaloo filled up with human feces at a music festival where it's over hot in there and sweating, piss everywhere, and you've seen them. And the flusher doesn't work. You've been at the festivals, you've seen them, you've experienced it's like hell on earth. That's where Wayne Carey took her. He's got classless, man. No, but seriously though, I mean, he's not one to lecture anybody off the field stuff. Look, he's only a young guy. He made a couple of bets. He never won any. It never affected the grand scheme of the game. It wasn't match fixing whatsoever. And now he's having a holiday. What's he meant to do? He's probably keeping himself fit. But Wayne Carey's saying he's this and that. He shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing that. Look, mate, you done something worse. Shut up. You're not one to be able to lecture anyone. It'd be quite interesting to get to meet somebody like him, actually, because he was a fantastic player. Another ex-player I quite enjoy watching. Thanks, Ewan. I'll catch up with you on Twitter. I'll get back to you as soon as possible after the live stream. Great speaking to you again. I like getting a chance to speak about Rangers as well. It's nice to get to speak to folk. And people are winding down. Yeah, this is one of the things. He goes into the kind of dressing room after it, where all the family stand, all the media stand. He just literally hijacks them and gets the mic in their face, and they've got no option but to talk. And it's not everybody's cup of tea, but even jokes about himself. I know that they're hiding on me here. But like, I quite like that feature, and I'll tell you why. We don't see that in the UK, that sort of stuff. So it's quite unique to the AFL itself, so I think it should stay. And I actually like that he does it because the players are hiding, the players are hating it, and he's grabbing them anyway. Roman Bryan is gold. I've got to agree with you, Harvester of Toad. I actually like it. It's because I've never seen anything like this before. Roman Bryan, Big BT doing this. But he was a damn good footy player. He knows what he's talking about. He's not a bad player, like. So I'd much rather have somebody that knows what they're talking about. He's been there, done it, bought the t-shirt, talking about the game. He's trying to have banter, as I say. He's not everybody's cup of tea, but I quite like him. Wayne Carey was one of the ones I was like, I think he does things for reactions. There's other people that do the same, kind of go against the grain of what they think people want to hear, just to provoke a reaction. But again, that's quite good for the sport. It's good for football. It's good for football. To quote Robert, what was his surname again at the Hawks years ago? He sadly died in the car crash in South Africa. And he used to go around with a camera, recording all the Hawks players years ago, back before the the final in '89. I'm going to do my special on it. I haven't done it yet, so apologies for not doing that. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I keep putting it off because I'm trying to get as much detail. But Robert somebody, he passed away in a car crash. He was young enough, but he always used to say that tagline, it's good for football, it's good for football. It started with him, and they still use that now, don't they, in the AFL. So I like loads of stuff. I like the front bar as well. It's good to watch. You get some good guests on it, and it's quite more relaxed as well. Blues 3 in a row this week. You could be right, Andre, mate. But I like Dermot Brereton as well. I think Dermy, I quite like listening to him. He's another player. He's been and done it. You can respect him because he's went and done it. He was a top player. So I like him. I like Jason Dunstan. Dunstall. Could barely speak there. He's good. He's a hardy man. Like, you just know he was hard. Tough nut. I like listening to him because one of the greatest kickers of all time. He knows what he's talking about. But I don't know some of the other guys, some of the younger ones. Another one that I quite like, I don't know if he played for Collingwood years ago. I don't know if it's his brother that's playing for Richmond. He was a quality player though. He dressed up as Freddie Mercury on the ice thing. Oh my word, their heads went. It must be his brother that's playing. I know their bloody name too. The boy plays for Richmond. Yes, Nick Riewoldt. It's quite a weird, funny spelling name, eh? Riwoldt. Nick Riewoldt. I quite like him in the studio. He's quite good to listen to for one of the younger guys. Quite good. Jack is his cousin. I thought because it was quite a different name, quite a weird name, that there might have been some sort of family thing there with them. So, all right, Evan, thanks very much for joining in. I really appreciated that you joining. The footy show is making a little bit of a comeback. I think I might have read. I maybe get a beer tonight, just one or two, not too many. I'm working tomorrow. Good luck, mate. Jack is a flog. He's playing all right though, isn't he? If you on a Richmond side of things, they've got him, Lynch, the young lad Lynch. He's quite tall. He's a big lad. Richmond, they're quite a big forward line. I like the way they get the ball up to them. They handball it all the way up, and there's a couple of players in and around there. Obviously, Dusty actually had a good weekend there. I was impressed with him. You've got Sydney Stacks, another player at the back of them. And I actually mentioned the guy, and I actually got told, no, I don't agree he had a good game, but his stats were absolutely ridiculous, and I gave him man of the match for that, based on his stats. And I usually don't go down the stat route for my man of the matches, but I did because they were ridiculous. I think he had 30 disposals, like 7 or 8 marks. He had so many clearances. He was just involved in so much that went on. I just can't remember who it was that I said it was. Wait there, I'll be able to tell you. If I've got my weekend footy stuff. Don't know if I've picked it up. Port Brisbane. Shit, I don't know if I have. Then Port Brisbane, GWS, Collingwood. My notes from Richmond, I can't remember who it was anyway. I'm still learning a lot of the players' names. When I watch them, I can see them. I recognise them before I remember their name. 30 minutes behind. But anyway, Richmond are looking good. Just Lynch is a player I like. Tom Lynch, you've mentioned there. He's definitely a player I enjoy personally watching. Prestia, that's the one. That's the boy. He had a great game. He kind of played. He kind of got involved. He was quite a lot out on the left. I thought him and Dusty were really important. Just bringing the forwards into the play. And they don't rush themselves either. Everything, some of the upper body strength of Dusty's a thing to behold. It's absolutely a thing of beauty, isn't it? But I liked his game. I thought he done quite a lot. Sydney Stack as well. Just they're really coming into a game now. Really good stuff to watch. They play it slightly different. Collingwood go on a win on Friday night. They are playing Richmond it's at the MCG, isn't it? I haven't done my predictions, Leanne, so I'll let you know tomorrow. Stay tuned for the predictions. If I was going by form, of course it's going to be Richmond, but I've got to take things into consideration here. I'm going to look at the previous opponents and start doing a lot more into that side of things, but sometimes you've just got to go with your gut. Collingwood done it a couple of weeks ago and then got destroyed in the first quarter against GWS last week. And 57 in the first quarter. I think it was 7 or 8 goals in a row. Boom. And that first quarter just beat Collingwood. I think they were the better team probably second, third quarter. It was close in the third. The third quarter, I think it was 29, 27 points in favour of Collingwood in the third quarter, if I can remember off the top of my head. But they got beaten the fourth again. So if you're breaking it down quarterly, I think the first quarter absolutely blew Collingwood away and they just couldn't close the gap. Although they did look like they were going to do it. So it's going to be a good game, that one. Richmond really need to bounce back if they want to try and keep in and about the second, third spot, because Collingwood, sorry, need to be able to do that because Richmond are coming. They are coming. And I think the Lions, one more win, they could go top. It's really exciting stuff this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. So many games that could go either way. Every week I'm finding myself saying the same stuff because it really is competitive. So hard to predict. Friday night will be a draw. It could well be. It could well be. I've not actually witnessed a draw yet, believe it or not. I've not seen a draw. Some teams always won by either a kick after the siren or by a point. So there's been no draws on my watch so far. So I'm not going to go for a draw. I will do a prediction to win. All my predictions will be to win. No draws. So I like the way you've said. You're calling it a close anyway. I agree with that much. A draw is, I pretty much said it's going to be a close affair. You're not going to get closer than a draw, obviously. But I agree with that sort of idea that it's going to be quite close, this game. I don't see it being anybody going over the top of anyone, but if you were to hold a gun to my head right now, I would probably go with the farm team. Tigers will win. So there you go. I would probably, if I was going with my gut and I was going with form, I'm going to go Tigers. And that probably will end up being the prediction that I give because Collingwood's inconsistency of late has been really bad. Really, really bad, actually. If I'm going to go, let me see. Right, I've got it here. So they lost there. So their last 6 games then, if I just add that loss in, 3 losses and 3 wins. They're all over the place, aren't they? To Richmond, 4 wins in a row. 2 losses before that. But anything can happen in footy. So, that's been a long enough stream. I think about an hour and 21 minutes. That's absolutely amazing. Really good footy chat there. I've really enjoyed this chat. Thanks very much, Leanne, for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. I'll talk to you about that on Facebook as well. I don't know if you'll still be up, but anyway, you know I speak to you anyway through Facebook. And anybody else who's not on my Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, check them out. You should do that. You can get loads more chat behind the scenes. Not just a live stream as such. I'll always message you back. And there's family videos and photos that I put up there as well that you'll get to see stuff that we're doing when we're not talking AFL and stuff like that. August 3rd, Don's Power. Right? Wow. August 3rd. So we've probably that's 2 weeks away, so you've got another game in between then. I would imagine that, well, obviously the Gold Coast Suns, the Dons, isn't it? They'll win that there. That'll be, let me see what their form is. That'll be 5 wins. They'll be going into that with 5 wins, possibly 6 wins in a row. And the Power's been struggling. I don't want to give a prediction too soon. We've 2 games to play this weekend and next weekend before we'll do that. But that'll be a really good game. And that Marvel Stadium is an absolute beautiful stadium. I love the closed roof. I love the look to it, the shape to it and everything. They've done a really good job with that stadium. I'd like to see that one as well. So as I say, go to Melbourne with the channel. Want to see 2 or 3 stadiums in and around that area. And Adelaide's another place. I don't think we'll be able to go to Perth on our trip. Possibly get up the East Coast a little bit into Sydney. Maybe if we've got time. I really need to plan the trip and see, because obviously if I'm going to fit a couple of games in, I might be in Melbourne for 2 weeks doing two grounds. I don't know if we'll get Sydney as well as Adelaide. I just need to try and work it out with the dates and the games and the fixtures, etc. What we're doing with the channel. But I've promised I'm going to Adelaide to a couple of people on the channel already, through other social media places as well. Perth is, when we come back to Australia, I'll definitely be going to Western Australia, as I've got a friend in Perth as well, and I've got quite a lot of backing from there. And as I say, I always appreciate the backing that we get. I'll never be taken for granted, and we do plan on meeting up with people who have supported the channel, maybe at games or in a pub or something before a game. or something like that there. Maybe plan to meet up somewhere through the week, even if there's no footy on, and you could show me a site of the city or something like that there, which would you could recommend us doing. Something like that there, meet up with people anyway. That's what it's all about. It's a family channel. My family and the AFL family. That's what it's all about. Keeping it real, not getting too above yourself. Keep yourself grounded in life. And that just pretty much touches on what I was saying earlier on about the size of a channel, the numbers. Of course, you'll see channels out there where there's no involvement and no engagement with subscribers whatsoever, and they've probably got like 2, 3, 400,000 subscribers. But you can't control those numbers, and it's certainly not a very personal channel. Then you're not getting to talk to anyone, and I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it grounded. I think that's way better. I enjoy it more. I enjoy talking to people, real people who are enjoying the game, real footy fans. Because you're the ones going to the games. I'm learning more off you than what I'm watching some of the sports sometimes. I'm engaging with people who's probably, in fairness, what I'm learning more about the game through. Certainly for the Donlow medal, doing the Donlow-Brownlow medal, your help on that's been really massive. And I'm doing the roughest and toughest mongrel medal, which you'll know about as well, which is probably going to be going to Ben Cunnington of, as it stands right now, Ben Cunnington of North Melbourne. He is one big hooer of a man. He's a big hitter, isn't he? So we've had a good laugh about him on previous streams as well, and obviously Rising Star as well. I'm looking to do a Rising Star because I really love watching the young players. They are the players of the future. They're potential record breakers of the future, you know. Like you've got Lance Buddy Franklin right now, could possibly hit 1,000 career kicks. He'll probably never be in a situation where he'll hit over the record number, but the fact that he's up there and around potentially going for 1,000, I think is fantastic, and I really hope he does it. He's been a great servant to the sport and the 2 or 3 clubs that he's represented, Hawthorn and Sydney Swans. Has he played for anybody else? I know he came through at the Hawks, didn't he? But he's at the Swans a right while now as well. So that is one. Anyway, back to the thing being going to Perth as well, meeting people on the West Coast as well who's been supporting the channel. That would be unbelievable. And I've actually got a Scottish friend there that I know from Scotland that's living out there. So I would like to be able to meet up with them as well. He was the one that sent the Freo stuff for me. That was great. And obviously, second trip, different places, different stadiums, getting around. Maybe one day do Tasmania, and hopefully if I do Tasmania will have their own team, and I can go see them. Their home team playing in Tasmania, that would be unbelievable. They're a footy mad place. You never know, the Northern Territory might have a team in 5 to 10 years time. We never know. But anyway, as I'm saying, the first trip will probably be exclusive to those 2 or 3 cities. And then when we come back on next trips, because this isn't going to be something I'm doing once in a lifetime. I plan on doing over for forever, basically. I want this channel to be established, deep rooted in the AFL community, and as I say, the dream is to eventually get like some sort of porta-cabin studio, AFL sport based even, but mostly AFL, in the back garden with my Wi-Fi, my internet, electric in it, a green screen in it, proper lighting, proper camera, proper equipment, as the channel grows for better viewing. And who knows, I might be able to get people who are ever coming over to Northern Ireland, come and do a live stream with me over here. You never know, if you ever holiday here, we can talk AFL in the studio somewhere down the line. But that's future of the channel anyway. That's the plan. You've got to have dreams. You dream big and try and aim for them, and work hard. Ultimately, work hard, and enjoy and keep enjoying what you're doing. Like at the end of the day, I am enjoying it, and the feedback that everybody's given me is the main reason why I'm enjoying it so much, as well as the sport. The sport's fantastic. But anyway, I think I'm going to call it an end to the live stream now. I'm nearly at an hour and a half. I think that's long enough for me to be talking. Do you know what I wish? And it's a shame really, because I'm having to read things, and sometimes I'm missing some of the comments. I would love to be able to have my own podcast where you can have other people in Australia joining my podcast, talking, fitted into like a kind of live podcast where we're all talking on video form, where you can see each other's faces and talking. I know that there's people doing that out there on YouTube for other sports. I don't know how to do it, to tell you the truth. I really don't know how to do that, but that is something that I will seriously be looking into in the future as the AFL content grows and the support for the channel grows in an AFL sense. That would be an unbelievable thing to do. But being able to talk to people in Australia during a live game, on a live podcast, talking about the weekly stuff, effectively kind of radio station like, but here. That Optus Stadium's beautiful. I've seen some of the pictures there of Manchester United playing Leeds. It was amazing. It's a stadium I really, really want to visit. As I say, I won't get it on the first trip, I don't think. Unless I gave up my job and I go, to hell with it, I'm coming for 2 or 3 months. But I can't see that happening anytime soon. Like, to go professional at something like this, you would need to be in the game for about, I'd say, I'd put a stab at it, probably about 5 years, wouldn't you, to really build up any sort of fan base to be able to go properly. But as I say, it's a dream. That's the future plans for me and the channel and the AFL side of things. But good weekend of footy coming up. Loads of stories going to be coming out in terms of players possibly moving on to other clubs. You'll get that chat now. And bearing in mind one key fact here, yes, players are going to say, I'm not signing a new contract because they're trying to hold their current club to ransom for a better deal. They're not interested in leaving at all. But there'll also be the whole thing of players being linked to other clubs to try and unsettle players coming up to finals, to try and turn their heads a little bit. Oh, such and such a team's in for me. I'm going to leave. To disrupt them coming up to the finals and then pull out and say, we weren't interested in at all. And just kind of, get players maybe off form a little coming at the finals. Dirty tactics happen like that in sport. It's just another thing to remember. That could potentially be happening as well. Players getting linked with current clubs in the media trying to unsettle players to try and give other clubs an advantage coming into the finals coming up. But anyway, thanks very much for everybody that's joined in and asked questions and give their comments back. Really greatly appreciated. Absolutely love it. I hope you've enjoyed the chat. I seen Goal Sick back. I'm going to watch that. Hopefully the second half. I'm in work on Friday. I'll get the second half when I get home. But thanks again, everyone. Leanne, thanks very much for the super chat. Love it. Thanks again. Greatly appreciated. And I'll let you know about the other one. I'll have to look into that one, that other super chat, if it went through and it was received. I don't know. It never told me. But I'll let you know. Thanks again, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll maybe do a live stream on Sunday. I don't know. I'll let you know. I don't want to kill everybody with too many live streams. I do enjoy them. It's one of the only times I get to talk about AFL with feedback, direct feedback. That's why I like doing them. Great sport, great people. Makes good fun for me. Thanks again, guys. See you all soon. And good night. Good night. See you again.